What's good, what's good, what's good? It's your boy Chris Para Gaming, back with another one. How y'all doing? Last time I was on here, I was talking about gear sets to put on certain characters within Godforge. I haven't been on lately because I've been sick, so I haven't been able to record anything. I haven't been able to get out of bed or do nothing. I was barely able to feed myself, so I had my wife handle that and whatnot. But today I'm gonna tell you the characters I was talking about. I can't remember again which ones I was talking about, but I will look at the characters I have on here and decide which ones I think I was talking about, and then just tell you what gear sets to put on them and what the gear sets is made for. Okay. Then starting tomorrow, Wave 3 of Godforge is coming. This is the last alpha wave. Um, this is the one for competition. This is for who's going to be basically the best player in the game for the alpha waves. Okay. Um, also, um, I'm not 100% sure if my code still works for 10% off in the gift shop at Fateless. It, if it is, I'll put it in the descriptions below so you guys get 10% off of your checkout purchase on anything that you decide to pick up out of there of the new gear that they put in there, from hoodies, cups. I think there's like computer mats and so on and so forth. I believe there's computer. I gotta go back in there again. I haven't been in the shop for a minute, so but I'll be in there. Um, also, what else? Like, comment, subscribe, y'all. Like, I may not be the top notch YouTuber, I may not be the top notch person doing YouTube videos or doing this type of content, but hey, any love and support will work, man. I appreciate any and all who do watch my videos or who do like my videos or who does comment. I don't think I had a comment, I don't believe, on one of them yet, but all right, let's get into it, okay? All right, so one of the characters I'm pretty sure I talked about was Shishi, that little jewel um, dog looking thing. I don't know what they call it, a dog looking thing. I'm not 100% sure, but it's like a jade jewel type thing. Um, I think I said on the last one, I said the gear set I prefer on him will be like bear or defender. Uh, So for for the bear set, what's the set thing come with it is defense plus 1% on each turn, max 15 stacks, 2 pieces. Um, this is 4 pieces, extra 30%, and then for the 6 pieces is Grantster 15 grant oh no, it's grants a 15% chance to block, attack, damage. So that's for that, and defenders just basically 15% defense. That's what I prefer on them. It depends on which way you want to build them. You could build them in the defender. The defender just have straight up defense, or you could build them at bear set and get 1% every turn up to 15 stacks, 30% defense, and so on and so forth. Okay. All right, Hercules. For Hercules, I prefer brawler, and then later on it would be like chainmail, but I couldn't find anything about chainmail because I haven't received the gear of that yet. So I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know. But for brawler, that is basically just plus 15%. So you're just giving them a bunch of HP so you can survive a little longer. Okay. If you pick Ramses as your starter, I prefer Slayer. That's plus 15 attack. So just basically straight up 15% attack. There's no pieces or how many pieces you get to give extra stats, but it's just straight up 15% for Slayer. Okay. Well, I think I talked about Ingress, I think I talked about. Also, I prefer him on Slayer too because he does hit pretty hard when you have Slayer on him. Basically, extra attack. But make sure you have enough crit damage and crit rate on him because it also will provide stronger hits with that on it, along with Slayer attack percent. Right now, Pangu. There's a few sets I prefer on him. One of them is Kraken, the other one is Parasite, and another one is Soul. Okay, I don't have the thing for Soul yet. I don't have the one for the Soul yet because I don't have any gear for that. Well, I didn't have any gear while I was playing for that at that moment. I only got up to stage 120 and couldn't beat 120. But for Kraken, it's HP plus 1% on each turn, max 15 stacks. That's a 2-piece. For 4-piece, you get an extra 30% HP. For 6 pieces, it's reduced damage from attacks plus 15%. That's a 6-piece set. Parasite. Okay, for Parasite, it's a heal 15% HP when placing a debuff on an enemy. That's 2 pieces. For 4 pieces, it's granting 25% chance to place corrupt for 1 turn when attacked. So basically, if you're attacked, I think it just puts corrupt on that person. And for a 6 piece, it's increased affinity by 5% after placing a debuff. Okay, so that's basically, it's just giving him, it's like basically stacking HP upon him. Basically, to me, that's what it is. I don't know what Soul is because I haven't got Soul yet. Okay. All right, now for Anubis, I have 2 sets I prefer on him. There's 2 sets I prefer on Anubis. Sorry, I was talking to my kids. I don't like when they're talking or making noises when I'm doing my videos because they like to be loud and disrespectful, so I don't like them much color. But for Anubis, I got 2. I got Kraken and Tremor. Again, we already spoke to you about the Kraken. The Kraken basically, again, is HP plus 1% on each turn, max 15 stacks. That's 2-piece, 30%. HP 4-piece, and reduced damage from attacks 15%, and that's 6-piece for Kraken. Now the Tremor I haven't told you about. For Tremor, it's increased damage inflicted 15% to enemies under disable. That's a 2-piece. For a 4-piece, grant 20% chance to place a stun for 1 turn when attacking. And then for a 6-piece, it's an increased chance to place a disable 10%. Okay. I'm not going to talk about them because I didn't have them. Shamash, I prefer one set, but it's Invoker, but there are bonuses you can put on Kraken, Raven, and Tremor too. But for Invoker, it's resistance. It's basically adding resistance so he don't get no debuffs on him. So he'll be able to like attack with no issues. Like he won't have to worry about being frozen or corrupted or confused or none of that. He'll just be able to do his thing and get your team back to the way it's supposed to be, like healing your characters, building up on stuff like that. Okay, but that's resistance plus 25%, and that's just a flat stats on that thing. There's no extra bonuses when you with pieces. It's just a flat. All pieces will be 25%. And then for Raven, it's accuracy plus 1% on each turn, max 15%, and that's 2-piece. For 4 pieces, plus 50%. And then for 6-piece, increase turn meter by 5% after placing debuff. And we already read about the Tremor, so that's basically on that one. Who else? Not a lot of people get that one. Not a people do get that one, but all right. For Bastet, I got 5 gear sets that would be preferred on her. One of them is Slayer, the other one's Claw, another one's Jaguar, Falcon, and Eagle. Those are preferred sets on her. Again, these are all just flat stats. These aren't extra increased stat bonuses on it. This is just plain out flat stats. Slayer again is plus 15% attack. Claw is plus 10% crit. That's crit rate. And Jaguar is 15% crit damage. Falcon is 15% speed, and then Eagle is 15% incentive. So the incentive is just building up your ultimate. That's what that is for. And now for Beowulf, everybody be getting Beowulf in this game. Okay, my hair's still not done. My wife's still finishing it, but Beowulf, I have him in 4 sets that you could use on him: Slayer, Tremor, Jaguar, and Falcon. I already explained all these ones before. Slayer's 15% attack, Jaguar 15 crit damage, Falcon is 15% speed. Then you already know Tremor is increase damage inflicted by 15% to enemies under disabled. That's under 2-piece. Hush! That's under 2-piece, and then 4 pieces grant 20% chance to place stun for one when attacking. Increased chances to place disable 10%, and that's 6-piece. So that's for that one. Osiris is a lot of people get Osiris, but I don't like. It's basically all the same things I just said for Osiris: Kraken, Tremor, Falcon, Eagle, Brawler, or Shrine. I didn't have Shrine Priestess when I was playing Wave 2, so I couldn't even get the description on Shrine at that time. I hope this time when I play on Wave 3 I will. We'll see. Gigamash, I got him in Tremor, Kraken, and Slayer. Okay, you already know, basically just get him HP and a bunch of damage. You know, that's what I'm on that. I got him on. Okay. Alright, Hound Duats, aka Anubis's little attacker, one that goes out there and flipping obtains all the souls he has to judge. That's what the Hound of Duat was used for in the ancient times. I got him set up for Defender and Guardian. I didn't have Guardian gear, so I could not get the information for that one to even write it down so I know. But Defender set is basically 15% defense. So at that moment, I'll put the defense on him. Okay. Who else do I got? Set. The set I got an Evoker, Eagle, and Kraken. We already talked about those and what those are used for. Himdall. Okay, this is a lot of one that people be getting. I mean, everybody end up getting this character for some reason. We don't get none of the other characters really. I got him set up for Defender, Guardian, and Kraken. Again, I don't have the Defender information, so I can't tell you what the... no, I have the Defender information. I don't have the Guardian information to tell you. But I do have the Defender and the Kraken. Defender 15% defense. Kraken is HP plus 1% on each turn. Max 15% for 2-piece. 30% HP, 4-piece, and 6-piece is reduced damage from attacks plus 15%. So I got him with that. So whatever you decide to put on him, you can put that. But for the stats you want when you put it on there, for the helmet, you either want resistance or accuracy. For the chest, you either want defense percent or HP. For the helmet, the resistance or accuracy, I prefer resistance at first. But if you got enough resistance, you can put accuracy. For the chest, I got defense percent or HP. I prefer defense at the moment, but if you have enough defense, you can put the HP. But I prefer chest with a defense because the next two, shoulder and garment, is I prefer HP first over defense. But if you have enough HP, you put enough defense on them so you could have better survivability. Legs, of course, you know, legs is always either speed. You know, it's mainly speed for any games actually, from Raid Shadow Legends, Summoner Wars, and stuff like that. The legs is always well, it's boots, but the legs is all legs or boots will be speed, and that's what I have on him. I have for the legs and the boots. I have speed as the main stat that you should put, but for the legs, if you have enough speed, you put HP, more HP, so you can have more life to survive. And then boots, I have on my speeder and attentive, but like I said, speed will be the best bet. Okay. I know I didn't talk about everybody else's like that. I will go back and go back over them again. But I wanted to say something about that one because that's one of the main ones everybody gets, and that's one of the main ones that bring them through the game. Like I have a few others like Pandora and them like that, but I don't really use them, and I don't think a lot of people use them like that. So I won't give you that information unless you put in the comments saying you would like that information. Then I would give that information to you. So let me go back. Oh, and Imhotep, one that a lot of people uses too. He's the main healer I be seeing a lot of people have before they get Shaman. Shaman, I think that's how you say his name. But Imhotep, I have an Invoker, Eagle, or Kraken. Okay. And then for him, for the helmet, for the primary stat, I have. Is speed. And if you have enough speed, you could put intensive, but speed's the main stat. Chest I have as HP or resistance, but I prefer HP over resistance. But if, like I said, if you have enough HP, you can put resistance. Sorry, I gotta keep getting my kids' butt because they don't listen. They're too loud. Shoulders, I have HP or defense percent, but again, I prefer HP. But like I said, if you have enough HP, you could put defense percent. For what was that? Garment, speed. For garment, legs and speed and boots, I have all as primary stat for speed, just so he could be faster, so he could heal up your team faster, so you'll be able to keep your team alive and be able to attack with no issues. And I think he contained debuffs. I gotta relook at when the game come back on again. But for the garment, for the alternative one, I have intensive. For the legs, I have HP, and for the boots, I have intensive. So it all depends on how much speed you got. Then you could decide to put those extra other stats on here. Okay, already talked about him, Dow's. Who is this one? Oh, that's it. Okay, now for Hound of Duat. For the helmet, I got intensive as the primary stat, or you could put resistance as the alternative. For the chest, I got defense percent or HP. Defense, I have the primary stats. The HP is the alternative. So like I said, it all depends on how much defense you got and how much HP you got, or how much you want him to have. For the shoulder and the garment, I have the same thing as primary stat, HP percent. For the HP stat, and for the alternative, I have as defense percent. So again, like I said, it all depends on how much HP or defense you have, on which one you pick on that. The legs, I have as speed as a primary stat and HP as the alternative. I'm looking at my tablet from when I wrote down all my stuff, so that's what I did. Okay, and then boots, I have alternative as the primary stat and speed as a secondary. So it all, like I said, it all depends on how much speed you got, how much HP you have, and how much defense you have. So you can decide which one you would like to do. Okay. Alright, so who was the other one? Gigamesh. For the helmet, I got intensive, and his secondary is accuracy. For the chest, I have a just straight up attack percent. I don't have no secondary for that one, just straight up attack. For shoulders, I have crit damage as the primary, and for secondary attack percent. Most likely, you won't have enough attack and whatnot, or crit damage, so you would put crit damage on the shoulder, but that's your decision on how you would like to build them. For garment, I have crit rate. Hush! For the garment, I have crit rate or intensive. Again, you need a crit rate so he can hit pretty hard. Okay. For the second one, for legs, I got speed, and for boots, I got speed. That's a primary stat, but legs, I have secondary as attack percent, and boots, I have intensive as secondary. That's for Gigamesh. Okay. Beowulf. Okay, for Beowulf helmet, I got intensive or accuracy as secondary. For chest, I got attack percent. Just plain out attack percent. Shoulder, it's like basically the same like Gigamesh. It's like I got the shoulders. There's crit damage is the primary and secondary attack percent. Garment is crit rate and secondary is intensive. Legs, I got legs and boots. I got speed for them as a primary, and for the secondary for the legs is attack percent and intensive for the boots as secondary. That's for Beowulf. Okay. Alright, so who else was I? Who else? Sorry. I'm trying to finish this video pretty quick because my kids start talking too much and I don't want them to be interrupting into the video. But at this, please guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Any and every feedback will be best for me, and it will make me better. It will push my stuff to be better quality. It will push my stuff to be forked out there in the algorithm better so that people could see it. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Okay. But for Shamish, I got for helmet intensive as the primary and secondary is accuracy. For his chest, I got HP percent as his primary and attack as his secondary for his chest. For his shoulder, I have the same thing. I have HP as the primary and attack percent as the secondary. Again, like I said, for those two, you need to what's called for those two. You need to for those two, you need to make sure you have enough HP or attack. Okay. And then garment, I got attack percent in primary and intensive for the secondary. Legs, I got speed as the primary and HP as the secondary, and boots have intensive and then speed as the secondary. But alright, y'all, like I actually just looked at the time. I gotta rush. I gotta get out there and handle some business. But I'll come back and finish the rest of this in another video. Okay, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, catch y'all. Deuces.